All right, I am joined by Jenna Villalobos, Vice President of Revenue Strategy with Outrigger Hospitality Group, coming to us from Honolulu, Hawaii. How are you?
Good morning. How are you today? Good to
Well,
see
I'm,
you.
I'm not in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Yeah, well, it's probably one of the best places to be in the whole United States right now.
You're open, right? You're open for business?
We are open for business. As of mid-October, Hawaii has a protocol called the Safe Travels, and you upload your test, your negative test, within 72 hours of arrival, and you can come on over to Hawaii. We have had many of our buildings open through this whole 2020 in the pandemic, but we do have some of it closed. But yeah, Hawaii it's a best time to come visit.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I need a break.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how have you been? How has your personal experience been through all this?
So in March, my family and I went to New Zealand on our spring break trip. And from the time we left Hawaii to the time we came back to a completely different world. So I was in a different country when everything started to get shut down. And we actually cut our trip short a couple days to come back. But it was really interesting to see the perspective of what was going on in the US from another country and how the country I was in was preparing for COVID. And if you've been following the news, New Zealand actually has no community spread, and they have really been able to control their death rate and control the spread rate. So, so then came back to Hawaii and locked down for a little while, and then I have family in Southern California that I need to go to often. So I've been actually doing the Trans-Pacific travel commute for the last 6 months. So I've been up in the air at least once a month. So I can definitely attest to the cleanliness and the efficiency of the airlines in doing that air travel. I feel completely comfortable in air travel, especially coming to Hawaii. And I've been COVID tested probably more times than any non-hospital professional coming back and forth. So, but I unfortunately, with the death rate at this point, many friends and family who've been impacted. So my heart definitely goes out to them.
Yeah, we're all tired of this.
Yeah.
Well, quickly describe Outrigger Force. What does that look like?
Sure. So Outrigger is one of the premier beach brands in the world. That's what we are striving to be. We have over 20 properties here in the Hawaiian Islands, and we also have destinations in Fiji and Mauritius. So we are an island destination, and that's been interesting during this time because islands have much stricter travel protocols and restrictions. So that's been another level of management that we've had to work through. But we do have, I would say, 40% of our inventory open here in Hawaii, and actually more now, more like 60% of our inventory open. And, we are at limited occupancies, but we are open and have restaurants, retail open here for our guests.
Well, how have you changed how you do your job? I mean, what kind of adjustments have you had to make?
So if you've ever opened up a new hotel or even a new destination, that's pretty much what the job has turned into. I mean, you have to think about, you have no history, no past, consumer behavior is completely different. So really gone to a place of looking at recent trends and recent research to understand how it's going to impact our business and make decisions faster. We have streamlined our staffing. We have utilized technology more, and also listening to our customer. To hear what's important to them and what's going to make them feel comfortable for their safety, security, and their financial investment in their vacation.
So the pricing a hotel is a little bit of a challenge right now. So talk to us about how that's going.
Sure. So pricing at this point is really by geo destination. So we have a lot of local business. So that has a different pricing component than, say, from the mainland because we need more frequency from our locals, and our locals are here supporting us. So they have a different pricing structure than somebody who's coming from the mainland. And then, of course, parity has become even more important over this time because we want to make sure everybody has the best price available to get the best value.
What about forecasting? I mean, are you able to do it at all?
Yes. So we forecast a lot and often. And how we do our forecasting is by geo. So we have our forecast for what's going to happen locally, our forecast for military, our forecast for Japan, our forecast for Australia, and then our forecast for domestic. So it's really breaking apart the forecast. The other thing is looking at acting like our buildings. We have 5 buildings in Waikiki. So really looking at that as one big building and looking at all that on the books and then forecasting how we can shift it around to make it the most profitable for the company.
So when you're marketing, let's just say Waikiki, what does that look like? Because you've got 5 properties there, all limited capacity.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Sure. So we'll sell as many rooms as we have. We don't have any restrictions on that. It's just there's not that many people coming to the islands. Okay. There used to be 30,000 a day coming to Hawaii, and now it's maybe 5,000-6,000 of visitors coming. So the amount of folks coming here. So talking about that, we just really have to think it through and be very strategic of it.
Yeah. Are you playing more of a role in revenue generation than in the past? What's up?
Yeah. So some of the promotional offers that we've been working through and studying how our consumers are behaving. So we have come up with longer stays, live in Hawaii because so many people are working from home, live in Hawaii. So yes, we definitely work with we are a part of the sales and marketing team. That's one thing that the pandemic has done is bring us closer together. There's no more silos. We work all together very seamlessly to get revenue generation going as a team.
Yeah. So do you feel like your role is changing into a commercial officer type role?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Part of my team, I have CRM on my team as well as website technology. So that is another part of the demand generation that I'm trying to really get this discipline to. We have a mantra, it's called Revenue 4.0, which is going to a commercial philosophy and a commercial look at our whole business between demand generation and also cost acquisition. So putting those things together to get the best mix.
Got it. Well, with time remaining, Jenna, any advice for the hoteliers as we continue through this?
Just listen to your customer sentiment, and customer reputation. What our reputation is to our customers is most important now. So we have dusted off looking at TripAdvisor every week, and that is one of the things that we're focused on. So I would recommend that for everybody.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. Good to see you.
You too.